Hi, this is Todd Olthoff from toddolthoff.com coming back at you with another screencast. In this week, we're going to continue our look at High Sierra Server or Server 5.4, and we're going to take a look at some of the services that have moved out of the server application. So those of you that also may be just looking at High Sierra and want to know of some of the changes, I'm going to go ahead and show you some of that here. Now what Apple has done is taken a few of the services and moved them out of the server application and made them available to everyone. So services like the Time Machine server, the caching server, file sharing, that sort of thing are now integrated into the High Sierra operating system and are not just unique to the server application itself. So for those of you that are administering your servers and you're wondering where did everything go and it's causing confusion, I want to spend these next several screencasts just updating you on those changes so you know where those are before we start the usual walkthrough that I do with the server application. So first thing we're going to do this week is we're going to take a look at the Time Machine service so that you know where that's at and how to set it up. So the Time Machine service exists inside of the actual system preferences. So I'm going to go ahead and put this window down. I've got system preferences up here right behind it. And there's a couple of things that we need to do. Now we're actually going to configure Time Machine for remote backups. Now remember, the Time Machine service here, if I just click on this, I need to have a drive that's attached to my Mac to do this particular update unless I've already set up the server service, okay? And so I'm going to show you the difference. So right now I don't have anything set up, so if I try to select the backup disk, it's just going to look at disks that I have connected to my computer and make me back up to those. I'm going to go ahead and put this down here, and I'm going to go into sharing because this is where we set this up. So here we are in file sharing, and you can see one of the things I do want to mention with file sharing, you can see that SMB now is the standard, that we're no longer using AFP, at least with APFS drives. Okay, APFS drives, ones that have been formatted to the new file system, use SMB now because AFP is phasing out. You can still use AFP with the older systems, but with these updated systems, you won't be able to do that. Now, coming in here, you see I've got this backups folder right here, and this is the folder that I want to use for my Time Machine backups. Now, to set that up, all I need to do is control-click on it, and I get this little pop-up window where you see I can show it in the Finder, I can apply permissions to the enclosed items, I can get info, and then I've got this advanced options area right here. I'm just going to click on advanced options, and I get this nice drop down, and it allows me to set some things up for this particular folder. I can choose to share over SMB, AFP, or both, and in this case I'm going to leave it at both because I do have a few systems that aren't updated yet, so I want to be able to leave it at both so they can connect. Then I can say allow guest users if I want. I can say only allow SMB encrypted connections. That's if I want the connections to be encrypted to the drive. And then right here, it's share as a Time Machine backup destination. That's where I would check that right there. And then I can limit the backups to any particular size that I want to. In my case, I'm just going to leave it open-ended, but if you just came in here, you could check this and set the limit. You see there, it's 500 gigabytes. You could put that to whatever you want. In this case, I'm just going to leave it blank. Once I'm done setting that up, I just say OK, and now this folder should show up for my Time Machine backups, and that works for wireless backups as well. Okay, now that we've got that all set up, what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go to another computer that's on my network and connect to the Time Machine drive now. So let's go ahead. I've got a screen share that I've set up here. Let me just go ahead and pull that up. And so this is from a MacBook Pro that I've got on my network. And so what I'm going to do is go to Select Disk, and you can see that now my Time Machine backups right here on my iMac are showing up. And so I can go ahead and select that. I've already done that before, but I would select it from down here. We're going to go ahead and say cancel there. And now that I've selected it, you can see it's available for backups, and I can start the backup process. I can just say backup automatically, and then it's going to start its process. Once I come up here, I can say backup now. And now it's going to start looking for the backup disk. It's going to connect it, and you can see now it's preparing the backup. So that's how you would set that up. Now, again, like I said, this is available on any Mac system now. It's not specific to macOS server. And so it's one of those things where we're seeing some of the integration of some of the things that we've seen on server into every client machine now so that this can happen. So there's some things that we'll talk about later about how to manage that with your users using things like Profile Manager and such. But just wanted to show you this change so that you know this is how you do the Time Machine backups. And once you get it set up and ready to go, then you can do your wireless backups to a drive connected really to any Mac that you have in your household. It doesn't have to be one specific to server. Now, as I said earlier, I'm going to go ahead and be doing these updates to show you the different changes. And so if you'd like to be notified of that, just be sure to subscribe to the channel. And you might want to hit the alerts button on there. That'll alert you when new videos are posted. I'm going to try to get those up as quickly as I can so that you can see them. But you certainly want to subscribe so that you're a part of that, so that you get those alerts. So that's all I have for this week. I'll be back at you next week with another screencast to help you learn how to do more things with your Mac. If you're interested in help in setting up your own server, feel free to contact me at todd@toddolthoff.com.